Yeah, that.
All right.
Yeah, just do that. So he's a
Sure,
defensive
sure.
player in the Portland team. So yeah.
And I usually don't make sense.
I initially started coaching because I love the game. I was still young enough that I thought I should be playing, but I wasn't. So I started coaching.
I remember as far back as 7th grade trying to, look at my coach from the field to the sideline and trying to give him signals of plays I wanted to run. So I've always had a thought in my head of, trying to organize the game from an X and O standpoint. Actually, I called a lot of my own plays probably from 2009 on.
At his age, he's all heart. He'll put his head down and he'll run. He's more than a man than I. I mean, I thought of playing, but I was so scared of the injuries and some things like that. And then you have a guy like Jerry who just says, "No, I'm okay."
Well, I actually went to college. I was hoping to go into nursing school because my mom was a nurse, and I grew up listening to her stories, and she'd come home and tell us all about her patients and all that kind of thing. And didn't have a nursing program at the time, but so I kind of went through it and figured that sports medicine seemed pretty good. I enjoy sports, and it was a good fit.
I did not play college ball. I had a son when I was 19, so the whole college thing went out the window for me. But
I coached basically every level except for the NFL. I had the opportunity to coach some NFL camps. Some of that was courtesy of my brother exposing me to some people that ran some different camps. And that was a great thing, but probably the most serious I'd done prior to semi-pro was high school football in Texas, because as you know, Christ isn't the only religion in Texas, there's also football.
Run my own business. I have 3 kids, a couple stepkids, so I've got a whole family life outside of the game.
So I kind of just went into it blind, and I really fell in love with football out of all the sports, and it was my absolute favorite. And it's just kind of neat that that's how I met Tom. And then I went right after college, instead of following that career path, into working at a doctor's office, because coaches' hours are really crazy, and practice is all over the place, and I wanted something a little more stable. So that's why I ended up working in a couple of doctor's offices. And then it's just really been neat how it's all kind of circled through. I've got all this background with the athletic training and all that, and I really wasn't able to use it until now this opportunity came up. So it just
And when you get to be up in age a little bit, you got to start thinking about what you're going to do, and still wanting to be involved in the game. I've been trying actually to transition into coaching for a few years now. It hasn't worked out because there always seems to be a need.
Well, yeah, the football's always kind of been special for us. That was how we met. Was freshman year. I started out with the athletic training, and he was hurt all the time, so it kind of brought us together with that.
Started out with my oldest son, and from that point, I really felt something in my heart that led me to believe that it's where God wanted me to be, what I was supposed to be doing. But I didn't really recognize it as a ministry as much as maybe a professional calling.
I'd be sitting in church, and I'd be listening to the message from Pastor John, and what just kind of came very clear to me was finding that mission field, recharging inside of church, but taking it outside to be a disciple, to carry the word to others. And it was really neat how my faith had been moving along and strengthening, and also that yearning to get back involved in football all came together. And there was an extreme comfort level when I walked on that field. I just knew it was my mission field, where I could take a skill set that really hadn't been utilized in a long time and be able to reach people's heart and mentor and coach through football, but also bringing Christ, and what was beautiful was bringing my family along with it. It's
always been kind of a special thing for our family, and it's neat to see him being able to get back into it with coaching, because until this team, he really wasn't able to get back into it. And his career was fantastic when he was playing, and it was just hard for him to find something to rival that amazing experience that he had. So it just needs to kind of be back in that position again, where he's coaching and I'm on the sidelines with him, and it's even neater to have the girls in the stands so they get to watch and see that interaction as well.
This is really a great way to these guys have a second chance, and we do this through football because it's something that a lot of different types of people enjoy. We can bring them into this extended family, and then from that point, it's very easy to make a connection with them, build trust, let them see that you care about them. And once people recognize that you do care about them, it's much, much easier to really, for them to buy into what you're trying to do because they truly believe you're trying to help them.
It is a family through and through, and if someone was in need, just like you were saying, it was important for him to make that play, they would do anything to make that happen.
Many of these young kids, they have been exploited by high school programs, treated unfairly in many cases, and just generally not had someone there to try to point them in the right direction. So the semi-pro football world is a great place for just this type of work.
And what I've found is that my faith has been strengthened 10 times more than it was even before I started with the team. So, this whole thing is about these guys and what they've done, but I don't think they can even appreciate what they've done for the coaching staff and me particularly and my family.
I guess as you go through life, you really find out that life every day, when you wake up and when you go to bed, it's a ministry. So if God's guiding you that way professionally, He's still guiding you that way as a ministry. And at some point you decide how much more serious you want to take it. And to me today, I do football purely as a ministry. I don't even watch NFL games on Sunday anymore. I might watch a little college. I love to watch people that I know and care about and love. But it's just not about the game anymore. It's really just about the people now, and I think that's how it's evolved.